discussing the second book in the Hunger Games series, Catching Fire. I was left off with a rather abrupt ending at the end of the Hunger Games, and so the way the introduction to, or the beginning of Catching Fire was crafted didn't help that. I felt like it was very mismatched. Like I don't feel it would have flowed well. And I don't feel it flowed well because as soon as I was done with the Hunger Games, I went to bed, woke up the next morning and just started in on Catching Fire and I was just like, "So, this is what you give me?" And it wasn't looking good, but I was invested in PETA, and that's what kept me going through this entire book series is that how much I was invested in PETA. Um So we come back and we start off right with Katniss and Gale and their relationship. And that's really I I honestly would have put it as a brother sister type thing until she mentions the kiss. And I just felt very weird about that. Like I get that Katniss is torn, especially now that she knows how hurt Peeta is that she doesn't return his feelings exactly. But I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. And I really was put off by the way Katniss saw people in the Capitol. Like, when she's talking about her stylist specifically, and, their weird fashions, I just feel like she's being unnecessarily harsh. Like, I get hating the Capitol and everything it stands for, especially going back into the Hunger Games and going back into the arena, but just, this feeling like this person is at fault, therefore everyone associated with them is at fault. You know, um, that's that really gets to me, and it just made me a little bit angry at her. And I feel like the use of really odd body modifications as a sign of the Capitol's excess and its control. I just don't like in dystopian novels where they make body modification seem like a bad thing and a show of bad character. Because a lot of time, I know a lot of people with tattoos and piercings, and they're not stupid people, they're not bad people, and so I hate when you know, like I get it's a sign of excess, but it just always irks me out. And that's in any book. So it's not necessarily just Catching Fire. Um Overall, the best part of this book is Finnick. Honestly. And and I was able to put out of my mind what I already knew about him just to enjoy his presence in the book. And finally there's an outward revolution going on. I can see where people are rebelling and not just buying into what the Capitol has set up, and it's beautiful. Oh my god, that ending with how they pull her out with the complicated plan with BT, and I was lost the entire, I would say, just from the moment BT sets this plan on, that I'm just lost. And I'm just keep reading because I'm like, eventually it's gonna make sense, or eventually they're gonna kind of explain it. And I think it's really difficult to follow just because it's in first person. It's not even, third person with a focus on Katniss. It's first person, and so Katniss is super confused, and so you're left super confused. And I don't know, that just kind of irritates me. Like, I'm not against unreliable narrators. It's just kind of like, really? This is what you decided to go with? And so, overall, I would say Catching Fire is the weakest of the series, but at the same time, I don't hate it. If I were to read the whole series again just to at a slower pace just to catch everything, I wouldn't skip over it. It's just even if I grow to like the series, I'm pretty sure Catching Fire will be my least favorite of the series.